Welcome back to Eiersholt. It's raining. It's early spring. It's been really wet. I've skipped a day since we're doing some groundwork. I've finished up some of the fields, but it got really wet and really muddy, so I haven't been able to finish absolutely everything. But we still gotta start thinking about getting ready for seeding. Ground temperature is only 2 degrees, so there isn't much point in starting a huge amount today, but we're gonna start getting some things ready. And while I skipped the day, I spent the time doing a little bit of building. So we're gonna take a quick tour around the farm just to look at the status of the fields and some new buildings. So let's hop in to our pickup truck and get on the move. So I mustn't forget, I got the milk truck parked up. We got to take milk down to get sold. But before we do that, I thought we would just do a quick status and check on our fields. We've got our big field out here. That's full of wheat. That's growing just fine, but we will need to spray it at some point. But that can wait a little bit. I need to drive properly now. It's actually been a little while since I recorded an episode. I recorded a stack, then I got very busy at work, and then I'm back now. It's the Christmas holidays here, so a little bit delayed, but I hope you had a very good Christmas. I finished up field 17, sort of out towards the end of the village there. That one has been cultivated. We've got the cover crop cultivated in. On our left hand side here we've got our clover field. That seems to be growing quite fine. We'll need that clover for the pigs, for pig feed. And next field coming up here on the left as well is the alfalfa field. It's looking a bit wet in there. As you can see, it has been raining non-stop, but that too is growing. So I'm just going to head down a little bit so we can have a look at one of the fields where we had a little bit of fun with cosplay in the last episode, but it seems to be all sorted now. The field on the right hand side there is still waiting to get seeded. That one is going to be canola, I reckon. And coming over the bridge here, here's field 53. Apart from a couple of tiny green cover crop patches there, everything is looking good. The field on our right had winter barley in it. That seems to be growing fine. But moving down to the bottom field, you might already be able to see some green out in the distance. I did start subsoiling it, but it turns out that that field is really wet. After both of my New Holland T7s got stuck with the subsoilers, and I had to bring down the class tractor to pull them out with a tow chain. You can see there are multiple pools of wetness in there. I actually abandoned getting finished until things dry up a little bit. The plan for this field and field 53 that we just went past as well is that they're going to be cornfields this year. So we're not in a rush. It'll be late spring before we seed in those fields, so that's not a particularly huge issue from that perspective. But I'm just going to head up to the area where we did the logging. See if we can get past this car here. I'll see you up there. I'll be able to show you a little bit about what's been going on, and we got some stump clearing to do up there. Other than that, today we're going to be spending quite a little bit of money. It's still kind of Christmas season here, so although it's springtime on Eiersholt, we're going to be buying in a few Christmas presents for the farm, and we're going to be spending quite a bit of money. We're still sitting on 1.7 million, but that's not going to last long in this episode. But as you can see, as we're driving up here, the water is just pooling in virtually all of the fields around us. There is a lot of water around. It's just relentless, this rain. But hopefully it will clear up soon. We're turning into the area where we did the forestry in here on the left. I have cleared some of the stumps. We're going to do a few more. We got the Valtra parked up in there, as you can see. So that'll be the job we'll be getting on with in just a second. But before we do that, the area in here is still open and undeveloped. But over here on the right hand side, if I turn in the road here, you will see that things have indeed changed a bit. So we got a nice new building here. We got gravel yard in front, and I got the potato washer moved up here. So we got root crop sheds. That's what they're planned for in here. Let's see, we can open this one up. Nice amount of large space. I'm thinking this one would be ideal for potatoes, and then maybe use our belts system to feed it straight up into the potato washer and make things a little bit easier. So we got 2 gates into each one here. Here's another large one in the middle that can be used for other root crop. And then finally here, the last third of a shed I'm thinking I'm going to be using for machinery. That's going to be up here. Some of that machinery we're going to be getting today, and some is going to be stuff moving up from the farm. Like our forestry equipment would actually be better off up here, since we're probably going to be doing some forestry down the back of here at some point when there's a quiet period. The other thing I want to do up in this area is I've cut down a couple of trees here to start creating a path. We need to get these logs moved out, but then we got field 11 here. Rather annoyingly, I left one strip when I was doing the cultivating. I might have to look at getting that fixed. And then we got field 12 over here. So these are going to be 2 of our root crop fields. So I was thinking it would be ideal to put in a little road so we can connect straight out into the fields instead of having to go out onto the main road. And that will make it nice and easy when we are going to be carting at some point in the future. So these logs need to get shifted, cut up something, and over on the other side we need to get the stumps removed. So I'm going to head over to the other side. We are going to be developing that site as well. We got all the manure sitting down in storage in the center depot. Eventually that's going to get moved up here to help drive greenhouses. I'm in slightly less of a rush on that development job because, well, it's still early spring and really want to get into mid to late spring before we start establishing greenhouses, I think. But the idea is we'll have an area up here where we can put in our manure, and then some of the area that we cleared, sort of down the south facing side so we get nice sunlight, we'll put in some greenhouses, and then we'll replant some of the forest over on the other side. But first of all, I'm going to hop into the Valtra here. The Valtra has the ability to turn around the cab, which makes it a lot easier when we use the stump grinder here, and we'll get a few of these logs cleared out. So we're going to crack on with this job for a little bit, and then I'll get back to you once we have cleared some of this out. And while the stump grinding is going on up in our new area near the root crop farm, I'm going to get this milk transferred. We've got 20,000 odd litres, so almost a full tank, to take down to the dairy. Now, while we're doing this, and while I'm getting this milk run down, it's probably a good time to provide a bit of an update as well on what's happening with the Eiersholt map. Couple of things. Some of you might have noticed that it was removed from the mod hub for a few days, and then it came back on again. Now that is part of an old history about the original map creator in FS17 and DataLund, who has been creating the 19 version. They hadn't been in touch for a while, and I'm glad to say all of that has been smoothed out. The map is now on ModHub for the long haul. All rights and permissions and everything like that has been sorted out between modders. This is definitely not a question about financial interest. DataLund has informed us all and shown us that whatever money is being generated out of Eiersholt being on the ModHub is going straight to medical Sans Frontières or Doctors Without Borders charity. So there is no earnings from this map in general, which I think is a brilliant gesture. The other part, and which is probably far more relevant and interesting, is that there is an update to the map underway. There are a couple of issues with the current ModHub version. The key one being that grazing in animal areas doesn't work, and that's because it has a different type of grass from the Maizeplus pack that isn't being recognized by seasons. So that's going to be fixed in the new release. But in the meantime, we have also had the release of precision farming, and the new version of Eiersholt will support precision farming with a custom ground soil type map. And in addition, once it is known whether there's going to be an update to precision farming that will support all the additional fruit types that you find on Eiersholt, that will get fixed as well, so that all crop types will fit in with the precision farming DLC as well. So there's still a little bit of work to do on that account, but there will be an update coming to the ModHub version sometime fairly early in the new year. I guess the bad news is that version will require a new save game, so I will be doing something similar to what I did with this version, of trying to bring across as much as I can. That mainly consists of editing some XML files. If there's interest from the viewers here to have a kind of how-to video on how to try and transfer as much of your same game as possible into a new version of the map, which things to look out for, I would consider putting that together, but let me know if you would be interested. There are other documents out there on how to try and do some of those things, so it's really only if there's an interest that I would do it. Otherwise, I will just be editing the XML files and try to bring across as much as I can, basically. There will be a few things that will be different as usual. But we're here, we have arrived, and I've managed to tell you everything there is to know. There is a new version coming, an update, and it will feature precision farming as well as some fixes to other things, traffic systems and grazing for the animals. I'm just getting the truck turned around here so I can reverse up to the sell point, and then we can see how much we're gonna make out of the milk here. So that's another 83,000 euro in the bank, which is brilliant. But we are also going to be spending a lot of money in just a little while. So that's us done up here. I think I got them all. Bet you there'll be one hiding somewhere that I missed out or something like that. But by and large, this is now finished for now. There are a couple of sticks here. We've got a couple of logs over on the other side that needs to be moved anyway. So I think we're probably going to be getting the truck to come up with a log trailer, but easily. So I'm not going to turn around the seat here. I'm just going to try and see if I can get these couple of ones cleared, preferably without damaging the logs themselves. But if they're out of the way, we can fairly quickly get a road painted in here as well, once these logs are out of the way. So I'm just back down on the farm, and we actually had a bit of a break in the weather. And there is one thing I do want to try and get done here in early and mid-spring, and that is to get some slurry out. And I really don't want to wait, because I think the rain's going to pick back up again later on today. So we're going to get into the 8R, and we're going to get some slurry pumped up into a spreader. And we're going to try and take it out onto the clover and the alfalfa to begin with, and our grass field as well, if we can. I don't know if we have enough for every single one of them, but better get it hooked up at least and see how far we can get here today. I think, if I remember rightly, I already laid out the hoses. I just need to check which side is the intake on here. That one there. I don't think there's one on the other side. No. So we need to come in so that we have the left hand side facing the pump. So we'll be going down this way and coming in like this. And yeah, I've got a slurry hose here with an extension on, coupled up. So we should be able to get pumping fairly quickly. Slurry tanker like this, good. And then over here, if I remember rightly, I need to attach the here we go, open the manure flow like that. Right. Now we have opened the manure flow here as well, and now we should be able to start pumping. And there we go. That is our slurry pumping in to the tanker. That does take a little while now, so I can just get our pickup truck back down on the farm so we can get some of that potato seed brought up to our new root crop farm as well. I'm going to be using our flatbed trailer here to move some of the seed bags. I also need a tractor with a log grab. We're going to be using the John Deere 6R for that. The plan is generally to move that one up to the new farm area. It will still come down to the farm to do carting jobs, the main farm here, and stuff like that. But I think we're going to keep it up there mainly, and that will be our kind of yard tractor up there for working on the greenhouses when they come in, and any other jobs. But there's a few bits of machinery to be tested out, and as you can see, as I talked about in the last episode, we're going to try and turn some of our corn into CCM. I have bought in the mixer. I haven't actually ground it up and put it in yet. So hopefully, while it's a little bit drier now, we might be able to get some of that done. But I'm just trying to see if I can get our pickup truck in here. Maybe maneuver it around this way so I can get to those potato bags and get those loaded up, ready to get transported up to the new area as well. Yeah, that's our tank full. We can now step over here. I think we can get this one uncoupled like so. I'll just pull it out so we don't have to drive over it, if I can get to it here. Just drag it out of the way a bit like that, and then we can get the first load of slurry out on the field, make use of some of this. We have a lot of slurry. There's 25,000 liters in that tank. I think we have another 70-odd thousand in the cow pit here, and then we have 120,000 or close to 120,000 over by the pigs. Obviously, we have a huge amount of pigs now, so they're generating quite a lot of slurry as well. So there's plenty to be getting on with here. So I think I will start with the grass field up the top. Although it would be good to get the alfalfa and the clover done as well. Now that we're down to one grass field, albeit a very large one, I want to make sure that that one stays healthy as well. So gotta run this rather heavy tanker up this hill, which we can hopefully still do with the REA mod, although it's gonna have to work quite hard, and our slippage is quite high here. We are getting there. Twin tires will be helping here, and thankfully this bridge doesn't have a weight limit on it, because I think it might have been struggling otherwise. Oh, that's looking good up here actually. I hadn't realized this had gotten quite as far ahead as it has here, but it did need lime. Unfortunately, we missed out on that, but this winter canola has actually come up by the looks of things, and it's looking in pretty good condition. It does need another layer of fertilizer as well, but that won't be from slurry. That will be either sprayed on or fertilizer pellets. While we are making the most out of a dry spell here, getting some slurry out of the grass, I do want to get on with grinding that, but first of all, I think we are just going to try and get these bags loaded up onto our flatbed. I don't know if we can fit them all, but I'll just need to grab the bag lifter for our telehandler. We're completely empty of potatoes in here now. We just got the belt systems and a few things. So I think this shed is now going to be sort of general pallets, front loader bits and so forth use instead, which is a handy space to have. But then it looks like we've been rained out again after that. So I reckon the rest of the day will just be spent moving some of the forestry equipment up there. Now that we have a shed up in that area, it will be more convenient for future operations. No groundwork today with the rain going on, and I guess we're not going to be grinding combo. We'll have to grind what's in there before it gets too wet, but we'll get this sorted out first. I think I'm going to stop at 6 bags here because of the weight of the bags. If we go over and take a look here, that is already quite extremely pushed down, and that's with most of the bags over the axles on the trailer. That's 6 on and 6 left, so it just means it will be 2 runs. I don't think we're going to fit 12 on under all circumstances. So I'll get these strapped down, I'll get the log trailer ready, and then we can get some material shifted up to the root crop farm. So we got there in the end. I had a little bit of fun with I don't know, either auto drive, cosplay, or follow me. Was kind of blocking the workers, but I've updated my versions now, so it seems to be helping. We need the 6R to lift the logs, but first of all I'm just going to get this tree planter backed in here, We will need it fairly soon, because we're going to replant over on the other side of the road, so it can go in front of the stump grinder here for now, so that we don't take up unnecessary space in the shed. That's our last log going in here. And then we've just got these last sticks. Again, these can be lifted by hand without having to turn any super strength on or anything like that. And then we will send our driver down to the sawmill just to get rid of these really. While we get the potato planter brought up, the 8R back home from the field. He's run out of slurry, and there's no sign that we're going to be doing any more of that today, unfortunately. And in the meantime, we've arrived down at the sawmill. Just need to take the straps off here. And then we'll see what this little load of logs is going to bring us. It's not going to be a ton of money, but still 17,000 is certainly a lot better than nothing. So, we got the Veltra and the potato planter arriving up here, and I realized we also left our first lot of seed bags. We'll need to get those unloaded, so we will have to... Oh, lots of planes in the sky today. We'll need to head down to the shop because we'll need a bag lifter for the 6R. But in the meantime, I'm going to put the potato planter in at the back of the potato shed, or the potato side of the shed here. It fits in through the door no problem, and we'll just put it right down to the back, and then the idea is we can put the seed bags in here as well until they're needed. Well, it won't be long until they're needed, but still better than sitting out being wet. But we need that bag lifter first, so let's park up the Veltra over here, move our pickup just reverse in so that the seed bags aren't sitting here getting drenched, and then we'll jump in the 6R and head down to the store. That's one of the last things today, but while we're down there we are going to be spending some money as well. There are some orders in for new arrivals, which should be there, that we will be able to bring up to our farm as well in just a minute. So I'm on my way down to the store at 2 o'clock in the afternoon after a fairly busy morning trying to get some different jobs done on the farm. Not that we're 100% finished, but you've seen a little bit of everything that's going on, shifting equipment up to the new root crop farm. If you look in the top right corner, we're down to 700,000. That's still a decent amount of money, but it's a lot less than we had just a minute or two ago. I've been shopping. So obviously, with the 6R here, moving up to deal with some of the root crop handling and some of the future greenhouses and things like that, we're going to need another tractor down on the farm. We don't need a front loader. We got the Massey, we got the telehandler down there. I am thinking maybe we should get a telehandler up for the root crop area as well, but that hasn't been sorted out yet. I have got the bag lifter here for the front loader, but I got a few other things as well. I got a replacement tractor for the main yard, and then of course we need a harvester for all this root crop since we're now getting a bit more serious about it. So as we roll in towards the dealership behind this slow coach here, we can take a little look in. We can see some of our new acquisitions. So I'm just going to turn in and then we can take a little bit more of a detailed look. So we got our bag handler and a new Fendt 1050, another brand for the farm, but I really like these tractors. And it's got 517 horsepower, it's got GPS on board, so it's fully decked out pretty much. So it will complement our 8R and our Zerion in handling some of the larger equipment on the farm, which I think will be a good investment. And then a very large investment here, over almost 700,000 for these pieces here. So we got the Homer root crop handler. This is the modded multi-fruit version, and then I got two headers, one for sugar beet here, and then the orange one is for the carrots. That means we will still need to be able to handle potatoes separately with a leased harvester, and I will need to get one of these onto probably a flatbed truck and get them shifted up. But I thought I would at least show you some of these very sizable investments that we made into the farm. I look forward to bringing this Fendt into action with some of the seeding work. But for now, I need to get the 6R back up to the root crop, our new root crop farm, so we can get those potato bags unloaded and get the rest of them up there. There's a little bit of forestry machinery to go up there as well. But by and large, those are the tasks for today. We can't do any more slurry. We got the seeds sort of sitting ready. I'll be prepping the seeders in time for hopefully next episode we'll have some decent weather so we can get seeding underway. But today was really sort of a day for spending instead. So some delayed Christmas presents here on Overcourt Gaming, perhaps for the farm, which is definitely going to help us in the long run. So with that, I'm going to finish today's episode, and then hopefully we'll get back fairly quickly as we move into mid-spring. And I dearly hope we see some improvements in weather. Otherwise, this could get soggy and messy as we try to seed into some wet ground. But for now, it's thank you very much for watching from Overcourt Gaming, and see you again soon.